I'm a real player. You can put me on the roster. All about my cheese. I ain't worried about the pasta. Baby, 9 take a pine on the rock. They a hater up. Might as well not be fire like a chopper. Burn like a feather. Screen spinning right. Predicting like the weather. Serve in my cup. Can't go without my medicine. So fresh. Big bag of pepper. Where is my letterman? I'm balling on these suckers. You know the money talk. You can ask Chris Tucker.
You can ask Chris Tucker about that.
Yes.
Welcome to the Side Action, episode 5 of season 8. My name is Jim Weglars, aka Wegs. You can follow me at Wegspool on X and on Instagram.
And I'm Coop. You can check me out on Instagram at Dalton Cooper and on X at Mr. Grumpy Gills. Again, we are the Side Action Podcast. Make sure to check us out on TikTok as well. That's Wegs' second child. Sorry, Sophia. But yeah. We are live, we are in person, and we are ready to roll.
Yeah, a little neglected on TikTok. I got to do some stuff. I felt like quality was not great on last week's video, but that's okay. We'll get there, and we've got to get TMG the vet on. I've said this for a couple of weeks. It was my fault this week. I was a little delayed, but anyway, we missed each other. Well, we didn't. Whatever. I told the whole story on the podcast last week. We missed each other last week. I'm glad we coordinated this week. But how was you were busy. You were doing minor league games. You were doing all sorts of stuff.
Oh yeah, no, we've been busy doing. But we have 2 teams in championship series around here in minor league ball. The Cougars are in the American Association, the Wolf Cup Finals, I think is what it's called, Miles Wolf Cup, nice. And then the Boomers in Schaumburg are playing in the Frontier League Championship. So we will be heading to Game 3 tomorrow night at Wintrust Park. We're doing some checking out the action. So
it's awesome.
Both series are tied at 1, so we're hoping we can sweep as far as Chicago championships. So
we want that for the crew. What is this No Dial M for Murder? What is that?
Oh yeah, we went to a stage play or something. Like Linnea got tickets from work, so we went to I cannot remember the name of the place. It's literally right around the corner from where we live, but it's like a nice Drury Lane. Is that right? Yeah, Drury. Yeah, we went to Drury.
The dinner theater?
I don't think it was a dinner theater because I didn't have tables. It was just like a theater setting. But it was cool. I'm kind of a fan of some Broadway play. I can appreciate acting and getting in character and everything else in between. So real good show. I really did enjoy that. Thought it was well done. And some of the people in there had been in some big time Saturday Night Live and stuff like that before too. Okay. So
yeah, I don't know if it was at the story of the Hitchcock, based on the Hitchcock movie, or is it
yeah, I think it was the Hitchcock one because I think it was but they added a twist to where the lovers were like lesbians instead of God,
you ruined it. I was gonna.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Cool. You gotta make it more modern. Let's keep it up. That was probably. I think that movie was in the 50s, maybe the early 60s.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even know it was a real thing until I was reading the playbill, if you will. And I was like, oh, this is an actual, old time movie, if you will. But yeah.
Legit. Cool, man. Well, I will give you the you're on the edge of your seat. So
yeah, I'm live.
Then, whatever, when I record on Saturday, kind of did some stuff, ended up watching college football today, which I never get to do anymore.
Yeah,
got
RIP.
Got our primetime rookie to go to Rivers with me, and we promptly lost, which was fine. And then Sunday, we'll talk more about that later. We were watching the games at Michael's, the pizzeria. In there, and we'll talk about that and my survivor of the heart, my heart rate up, down, all around in that game. But carrying over to this week, Paul Gave, Paul.
Oh yeah,
the ball guy.
Oh, yeah.
He just moved into the Gold Coast, sort of right off of Lakeshore, really cool spot. He's like, let's get a drink. They got this thing at my building that has a rooftop deck and free drinks. I'm like, all right, sure. I was supposed to not drink till tomorrow at the party, but what the hell? So going over there, oh, dude, a couple of drinks there. We went to another spot, Butch McGuire's, and a couple of drinks there. We had some wings. Went to this place called the Zebra Lounge, very small little piano bar place. Divey, fine. Then he wanted to go to Redhead Piano Bar. Also,
oh yeah, downtown. Yeah,
that's on Ontario.
That's a hike. Yeah, that's a hike.
0.8 miles from where we were, and it was good. Got my steps in. man, I was banged up this morning. 8 o'clock calls, a little slow, a little tired. Didn't expect that evening. And then, I had kind of planned. I had a soft day at work. Don't tell my bosses, but it's been a very busy work week. Decided, Jimmy Wegs, I should have mentioned after seeing Paul last night, I was like, you know what? I'm right by Bally's. Let's go back in and give him some money. So, yeah, I gave him back some cash that I've won recently. But I had a pretty good roll. I had like 3 or 4 points, felt pretty good, but everybody sucked for me. So today, guess what? Go back to Rivers. Rivers been taking my money. I'm going to go try to get him. I'm wearing my Captain America shirt, which all the dealers love it. They're like, okay, Captain America. And I'm like, yeah.
Nice.
So there was
Mr.
only
Tariff.
4 or 5 people at the table. The first time I get the bones, did pretty good. Got a point, hit the smalls. Good start. There was this crazy guy next to me that was just like, he had bad energy. I didn't like it. He was like bad mouthing. Everybody's like, everybody's 0.7. Everybody's 0.7. Come on, Captain America. Let's see what you can do, And then I get money. I'm like, can you shut the fuck up? Because I don't like this energy. I'm coming to this table because I like this cute dealer that's over here, and she's really nice to me. So anyway, kind of goes around a couple times. Each time I did okay, the first 2, and then the guy actually did okay. But then I'm still down. I bought it for like $450. I got like $150 left. Jimmy Wegg's gonna roll one more time. Dude, I rolled for like an hour. 6.
Oh my God.
8 points. I ended up.
Oh.
Yeah, 8 points.
Wow.
I got 4 different points on the fire. I got 8 points. I was betting for the dealers on the pass line after a while.
All right, prime time. Nice.
And just like giving up the cash. Had a whole row of nice greens going. This was only a $10 table, so but ended up building up to the quarter level, and then but I kept clearing the bonus. I ended up getting one time I got the smalls again, and then I had 2 and 12 to get, but I cleared it on a come out 7, so it clears over. And every time I was throwing the 7, I threw like 6 or 7 sevens during this roll, but it was all on the come out.
That's great.
That's great.
That's a great time for it.
Great time. So the guy next to me, who was like, Negative Nancy now, was my best friend, and he was putting, well, he had like $300 on the pass line, bro. On the pass line. You know what I'm saying? The minimum.
At a $10 table, right?
$10, he's got $300 up there, and then he's putting behind it another whatever. Every time I was getting points, he's winning like $1,000. I cashed out with $3,000, so I basically made like $2,800 on that roll after tipping, and I tipped at the end, and then he made like 5 G's. The guy was just, obviously in heaven. So I literally came back to this seat. I just got in the Uber, and here we go. Captain America in the building. The super serum worked. Super serum worked.
Wow.
Phew.
We got to start recording. You got to start figuring out a way to be allowed to record these, because this is like great content we could be.
Well, as I said, I want to do the craft podcast at Hags. I still got to get that going a little bit. But what we should do is we'll get a private table. We'll kind of talk to them. What does it take to do a private table at Rivers? Get like 6 or 8 of us and just see what happens. And hopefully prime time where Luke or you or me gets hot, and then we're just like they see on the Hawaii crap shooter guys that I follow. So.
Yeah, and I see that on Instagram all the time, like, because I'll see like blackjack hands or craps tables and like all this like content that's being made. I'm like, oh man, I could just feel it. Like, that's gotta be such a fun time.
You have to have it as private. You can't be recording in the casino. They'll like knock you down and drag you out. That's not allowed because they think people are cheating. But I think in those circumstances, hey, if it's private table, we'll all bet whatever. We'll figure it out one step at a time. I'm trying to get some things working, but yeah, it was awesome, dude. It's probably my second best. I think it's probably my best. I've had 2 great rolls. One time I was at Rivers, I got 5 distinct points on the fire. Probably got about the same 7 or 8 points, and then that's when I won the fleece that I need to burn because like a year I couldn't win. But this one I only got 4 points on the fire. Still won some money, but it was all the points. So.
Yeah.
How many? Last thing was before I got hot, there was a guy at the $5 table right next to me. He got all 6 on the fire, dude. All 6.
Oh.
I paid 5 G's on $5. 5 G's. And the whole table was erupting, obviously, and a $5 table too. So probably
that's awesome.
Low brow. And there was even a guy, the crazy guy next to me was like going back between the tables. He only needs the 8. He only needs the 8. I'm like, all right, just let me try to focus. And then this one dude walked up and he was like, I need to buy in. And my guy was like, that guy's a cooler. Get him out of here. This going to cool off either, because we've kind of accused them of that. I don't know if we told that. Sorry to derail this whole thing, but there was a time Brian and I were there, I don't know, 6 months ago, and there was some dude, this guy was just crushing it, right? Some dude came up and like threw what he said was a hard six or something. There was a hard six thrown. They weren't going to pay him because he tried to throw it in like before when the dice were out, and then a big argument ensued for like 10 minutes.
And they cooled the shooter off, yeah.
The guy crapped out. You know what I mean? It's kind of like
on the kicker.
And it was this guy who was like on one of those little scooters for like the Achilles things. Like, did they just pay that guy $100 to go do that? Because he went right. That was over. He went right to the window. It was a little shady, but anyway.
Interesting, man. That's any hard ways. It's got to be a lot of hard ways in there, right?
Yeah, I had some hard ways. I built up, not like the girl last week or in Vegas where I was crushing it. I hit them early and not late. I was building them up, but then I was throwing so many 6s and 8s, like 4 2s and 6 2s and stuff like that.
Yeah. I
kept clearing it, but I kept betting for the dealers too. So it was like, every time it's fine. I had it up. I had 6 and 8 up to 240 each. So don't worry.
Oh my God.
Had them built up.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I got paid on the 6, not on the 8, but that means I also took the hit at 120, which is a 140 payout. So it's fine. It was fine.
That's insane. God.
Yeah. One of these days.
Wow.
One of these days.
What a time.
All right, dude. Well, let's get into the shed. Sorry to derail the crest. That's a little clue into the crest podcast.
No, I know what you're doing tonight, though. It's gonna be a fun Bills game for you tonight. That's all I gotta say. Yeah.
Gotta watch the Bills and get a pizza and fall asleep early, probably. So, anyway, so in the shed, you've got some good players. We've got some stuff. I've got a whole theme kind of going on. But what do we got for you in the shed this week?
Oh, man. So the first one in the shed is going to be Xavier Leggett. He is obviously the wide receiver for the Carolina Panthers. He had a pretty rough Sunday, a record-setting Sunday in all of the worst ways. He became the first player in NFL history to finish with a negative yard share. So he had -2 yards on 1 catch on 8 targets. So he is the first player in NFL history to have a negative yardage with that many target shares in a game, which is insane. So he's in the shed. Never a good time for that. I'm sorry if you played him in your fantasy league. If you are, you must be in a very deep league, or you're playing like 15 people at once. I don't know what the case is there. Bryce Young might be terrible, by the way. And then the second shed is going to be the UCLA Bruins football team. So outside of all the drama with Nico Imalava, I'm still not saying that right. I know I'm not, but that's your guy, not my guy. But so the Bruins paid $1.2 million for the University of New Mexico to come play at their stadium this past weekend.
Okay.
Lobos end up winning the game 35-10 and just absolutely blew the doors off of UCLA. They are now 0-3 on the season, not looking good. First coach, I think they did fire their coach now that I think about it. So I probably should have put him in I think I probably should have put him in the shit. Yeah, because it was like flashback to, I cannot remember his name either, but I remember his first press conference at Big Ten, the Big Ten day or media day, whatever. And he was like, yeah, we're a football team and we're located in Los Angeles. And there was just a big silent pause, and he's like, "I'm just excited to be here," or whatever. It's just a very awkward, very weird day.
Foster?
Yes. There you go. Yep.
Former running back for them.
Yeah. So he's in the shed. The UCLA Bruins football team's in the shed. Just a rough weekend for Southern California.
Well, what's interesting is, first of all, when we were in Vegas, we were at this place called Flanker, pretty cool place to watch games. But they were like, the UCLA tailgate's taking over the bar at whatever time, because they were playing UNLV that day. And I'm like, okay. And then they got shellacked in that game. And they got shellacked in this game. It's like, I'm glad you're a fan,
Yeah, they need it. Yeah, start rooting for the beach volleyball team, maybe.
Yeah, I'll skip the first one just because it's kind of related. Do you know that the quarterback for Tennessee, who played pretty well, by the way, used to play for UCLA last year, Joey Aguilar? They kind of did a swap, more or less, of the players. Joey's pretty good. They kind of made us get Nico out.
They've definitely won that trade. That is 100% accurate. Yeah.
But in my shed is the University of Tennessee's Josh Heupel, the head coach, who, I don't know what to say. It was a really fun game to watch. It was an awesome game. It was Georgia. We had talked about that at the pod and stuff.
Yeah,
God. For your picks anyway.
I was sick.
And it was like the Vols were so good that day. They just kept scoring. But obviously Georgia just kind of bludgeoned them. And then it was like Joey Aguilar for 50. You know what I mean? It was really fun.
Yeah.
But at the end of the game, they had a reasonable field goal. I'm not saying he was going to make it guaranteed. The young guy who looked like he was like had pimples on his face and was like 19 years old. But then instead of just like kicking the ball with 8 seconds or whatever it was, 12 seconds, they decided to try to run a play, and then they get a false start. They go back 5 yards, and the poor kid in regulation misses the kick. And I felt bad for the kid. He hit one earlier that was pretty good, and then they go in overtime and eventually lose the game. So just a bummer because Vols were maybe not the right. I mean, they were definitely the right side if you're better, but like they should have won. So they lose 44 for Georgia.
Yeah, it was. Tennessee's still in it though. Georgia's definitely probably the best team in the SEC now. So we'll see moving forward. But it's probably the first time in a long time that Tennessee could actually say that, hey, we played pretty good, and we didn't give a game away. We just got beat.
We did, and it was an awesome, great game to watch. As I said, sitting on the old.
Yeah, you love the checkered out. That's a good time.
Yeah, and then the other has got to be Dennis Allen for the Bears. I mean, I don't know what. I actually thought he was going to be a good DC. He was a good DC in the past, both for, I think even for the Raiders and then eventually for the Saints for many years. But he's lost it, dude. I mean, I understand that the Lions were pent up, frustrated, took their can of whoop ass on us, but 52 points, 511 yards. I mean, it wasn't even close. He keeps blitzing. They have no cover people. You can't blitz like that if you have no coverage. I mean, I think he might get fired in like 2 more weeks if he keeps putting up these kind of. I mean, he was great in the first half, let's say 2.5 quarters against Minnesota, but then got worked. And then in this game, it was more the same. So Dennis Allen, get in the shed.
Yeah, and they're not generating a lot of pressure either. That's a problem. No. Yeah, and Jared Goff's a statue back there, and if you don't bother him, he's going to kill you. So
5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, dude. A machine.
Yeah.
Well, let's go on Club Dub. I guess I'll go first because I'm like, there's kind of a theme with besides Dennis Allen. There's like a little kicking theme. In this case, I'm going. These guys now might not all be able to drink in Club Dub, but we've got some mocktails for you boys.
Nice.
Georgia Tech kicking team. They were incredible. I don't know if you saw I was sitting on the couch watching all these games, and Georgia Tech's playing Clemson. Clemson's supposed to be tough. They've obviously been a disappointment so far. But at the end of the game, tie game. With and it wasn't that a chip shot of a field goal, right? They were like lining up. They had no time left. Unlike the Heupel team, they were like ready to go. Got on the field like 20 seconds, got the kickoff in time, money down the middle, game winner for Georgia Tech, who looks live for the ACC actually because they have a really easy schedule, but they win 24-21. So, the Ramblin' Wreck, go ahead. Destroy the Art Murphy pleasure dome if you'd like.
Yeah, no, it was. I got your text. I wasn't watching it live, but then I got your text and was checking the scores, and I was like, "Oh my god!" But yeah, King. I cannot remember. Is it Amari King? No. What's his first name? The quarterback. I know his last name is King.
Oh yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he's unbelievable. He's. But I don't know if I don't know if I'd get carried away with Georgia Tech's going to win the ACC just yet. Florida State, Miami might have something to say about that.
He's Haynes King is his name.
Yes, but, there you go.
What I'm saying is, like, if you, I don't know what you can bet him on. At least you can do James Hedgerton the third. Get him. They can probably get to the ACC title game because they get to avoid playing Miami and Florida State, I believe, so they don't have to play those tough teams. But anyway, Miami's very good this year. So.
It's a bunch of Virginia and Boston College and that kind of NC State,
Yeah, exactly. And just so I give credit where credit's due, the kid, 55-yarder, dude. The guy, it was not a chip shot. He nailed it through. And again, they just did it. They had practiced. They talked about it on the broadcast. They practiced this. No time remaining or no timeouts. They run up to the line. They had time to spurn and still got it off. Nailed it. It's amazing. So the other kicker, last one in Club Dub, it's a kicker show over there. They're just showing each other who's great. We got to give it to Brandon Aubrey. This dude from Dallas is a machine. I mean, the guy can probably kick it from here to Soldier Field if he needed to, but he hits the clutch 64-yarder to force overtime. Mind you, I was sweating bullets not only because I was watching the game as a survivor player of Dallas, but like they ran the ball up the middle. They're on the 45-yard line and they're running the ball and like just throw it out for 5 yards. I mean, like, so they're like, nope, we've got it. Aubrey's going to nail this 64-yarder. And it was kind of a no-brainer. I mean,
it was good from like 74 too.
Exactly.
It was a bomb. Yeah.
But then he also, obviously, crazy stuff ensued. I don't know if I put it in the recap, but just the back and forth of this game. And I was at Michael's with Grabo and Kitson and this random woman that they know, who her brother also entered the Survivor and also picked Dallas. So we were all very invested in this situation. Nice. And I will tell you firsthand that when, first of all, Russell Wilson, we'll talk about me later, dude hit like 3 bombs in this game. When he hit the first one, I was pissed. When he hit the second one, inside of 2 minutes, I went to one knee in the bar. I just couldn't believe it that they were going to give up another like 40-yard bomb.
Yeah.
And I'm like, my God, I mean, we suck at Survivor. We can never pick teams. And then, of course, Aubrey nails the 64-yarder. And then again, in the overtime, I'm like, they couldn't move the ball for some reason, either team. Russ threw a bad pick.
Yeah.
It was a chip shot 45-yarder or something, 46-yarder to win it. And I guess it's the first time ever that a guy's hit like a kick, both in regulation and in overtime with no time remaining. It's like first time ever. Aubrey was
wow. Okay. No, that's interesting. Yeah, unfortunately, as catchable as that moon ball is, it's just as catchable for the defense too. So, yeah. Yeah, that one with like a minute to go, I was like, oh my God. I didn't know that was your Survivor pick. That's fascinating because we were watching that game on the couch and I was just like, I literally got I don't know what game was I think I was watching the Bears and I just going back and forth between a different game. But then I saw like the text, one of my buddies was like, holy shit, Russell Wilson. And I'm like, what do you mean? And then literally the highlight popped up and I was like, oh wow. Yeah. So
yeah, but also, it would have been about almost like 28% of the pool picked Dallas. They were the third highest picked. But that game was definitely the tightest of them.
Yeah, and since 2017, there have been 25 field goals of 60 plus yards made in NFL history, or I guess in the NFL. Yeah. 4 of them, so 16% have come against the Giants as time's expired to beat them. So if you're the Giants, you've been in that movie way too many times. So yeah.
What about you? Who do you got clubbed up? They can section in the kickers if you want.
Yeah, we might have to do that, like Ray Finkel Lounge maybe or something like that. I like that. Right. Yeah, the Laces Out bar. There we go.
Laces Out.
First, I'm going with Mario Craver. I don't know if you saw this game Saturday night. Unfortunately, we were at the place. I didn't watch this game, but I got to see all the highlights. But the wide receiver for Texas A&M, he caught 7 passes for 207 yards, added a touchdown in a big 41-40 win over Notre Dame. He is a product of the Mississippi State program as well. He transferred into Texas A&M, but man, he was running wild. He's so elusive. He's so shaky. He's only like 5'8" or 5'9" too. Like this is not a big man by any stretch of the imagination, but man, he plays big. And Texas A&M, if I'm talking to James Hedgerton III here, I think you should sprinkle some bones on them to make the college football playoff or even to win the SEC. Their offensive line might be – I think their offensive line is a top 5 unit in the country. I really do. The way they've been playing, I think that they could be very, very, very frisky down the stretch.
We like frisky.
So, yes. And then the other side of the coin, I had Indiana Jones. So the Colts moved to 2-0 on the season thanks to Daniel Jones. They've scored every time they've had the ball this season, which is just fascinating. And then also, this is officially Daniel Jones has more wins than the Giants do ever since the Giants have released him. So he has 2 victories. The Giants have 1 in that same time span. So, and then the fun stat of the week for you. This is sponsored by your ad here. Can you name the 2 quarterbacks leading the NFL in passing yards right now?
Russell Wilson.
Okay.
Right.
Yep.
And number 2. It's not Goff.
No, it's Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones is ahead of both guys?
Yeah. No, Daniel Jones is number 2. I think Russell Wilson's number 1. Yeah. So, but just, wow. The Giants, they had it. They had it figured out. They had both those guys. Or I guess they have Russell still. But, yeah, it's just it's It's a renaissance.
Well, in this game, I mean, let's face it, they did win the game. I'm happy for them, even
That
though
leverage call was awful.
well, this penalty is ridiculous. Plus,
Well,
it's a 15-yarder.
Well, that turnover too, like the turnover that Bo Nix throws an interception like right to the guy in the in field goal range with like 4 minutes to go, and it's like, what the hell are you doing?
Right.
Yeah.
But no, they're 2-0. They're obviously odds-on favorite to win the South. We'll talk a little more about that in a minute. So,
yeah,
Indiana, Daniel Jones, go ahead, have yourself a day. See what happens. You get to go to Tennessee this week. So,
yeah, we'll see.
Well, let's go over college football. We already talked about the Georgia game a little bit. Miami, they destroyed the poor Bulls, South Florida. That was not, and it feels like they ran up the score a little bit, maybe just a little bit. Because like every time I looked up, Miami's in the red zone again. I'm like, what is up? They're like, we're the kings of Florida.
That's probably my favorite bet of the weekend. I'll be honest. Yeah.
And I will tell you that I did sprinkle Miami to win the championship.
Yes, I did too. Oh, you got 17. I got 16. I did it this morning because I cannot for the life of me understand how they're 16-1. Like Alabama's like 12-1. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't know because they're like guaranteed to be in the play. They have such an easier path than like every SEC team you could name. I don't get it. Anyway, continue.
There you go. And then you talked about A&M already. What's up with Notre Dame's defense, man? This team can't play defense anymore. They used to be good last year.
They cannot rush the passer. They have I don't know how many sacks they got against Texas A&M, but they had literally one sack in their first two games of the season. So what that is their second game of the season. So they have one sack. Yeah. They have one sack in 2 games this year so far. Yeah, and granted, they did. And I mean, they've played 2 of the best offensive lines in the country. So maybe that's got something to do with it. I don't know. But they followed the game script a lot better this time with actually getting, Love involved and getting him the ball. The offense looked pretty good. It's just, to your point, I don't know. Maybe they just – I guess it's not they're kind of in the same position they were last year, honestly, because like the NIU loss basically counted as 2 losses.
That's true.
But this year they've at least lost 2 games to 2 teams that are probably going to make the college football playoff.
Top 15, top 10 teams.
Yeah.
We are supposed to go to the Notre Dame game on Saturday. Grabo, Ridgeway, and I don't know if Ridgeway's friend Sam. So he said he has COVID, whatever. We'll see what happens. He's feeling better, but we bought the tickets already, so we're supposed to drive down and tailgate. They're playing Purdue this weekend. But,
nice.
And then LSU got out a win over Florida. Florida's not they're done apparently. 2010. I mean, Florida's defense playing okay. That offense is just garbage. And LSU, That's a great press conference. I don't know if you saw Brian Kelly get aggravated at the reporter after the game. I don't know if you saw that or not. No, I didn't.
Oh, I'll have to send that to you off pod. But yeah, no, 5 interceptions from your boy DJ Lagway. That is definitely not going to win you a lot of ball games. So
yeah, that's not getting it done. So this week's big matchups, I highlighted 4. I've got Texas Tech at Utah. Utah's a 3.5-point favorite, 56.5-point total. This is Saturday the 20th at 11 a.m. Of course, these numbers probably move before.
It's down to 2.5 now. Yeah.
It's down to 2.5. So obviously some money on Tech. You kind of like Utah preseason. What do you think about this game?
I love the number. I would really love the number if they were playing at night. That's the one. During the day, the atmosphere is different. So I'm going to go Utah just because I believe in that defense more.
Sure.
I love the under in this game just because both teams have been trying to score a lot of points, and I mean they've been playing a lot of cupcakes leading up to this matchup. So I do like the under in this game, and this is one of my picks. But I'm going to go Utah. I like Utah. And again, if it was at nighttime, I would hammer Utah. I would bet it would be the 401k pick of the week if Utah was playing this game at night, but they're playing it like noon. So
okay, so yeah, 11 a.m. It's
well, they're playing. Like they're playing 10 a.m. Yeah.
It's really early body clock game.
Weird, yeah.
Okay, so then the next one I've got is Auburn, the 22nd ranked team, 11th ranked Oklahoma. This is a huge game in the SEC. Oklahoma's up to a 7-point favorite, for what I can see on CBS. 46.5-point total. This is at 2:30 p.m. Oklahoma's been pretty good so far, but Auburn's tough. I mean, what are you thinking in this one?
I'm following the same trend. I'm going with defenses that are proven. I like Oklahoma's defense a lot more than Auburn's defense. And that's just where I'm going to lean. I mean, Oklahoma's actually been tested. They played Michigan, which obviously is not the most gifted offensive program that God has ever seen. But
Right.
Bryce Underwood is not nobody. I think next year Michigan could be incredibly frisky depending on their situation at wide receiver and who they can get. But yeah, I like Oklahoma here. I think they keep the momentum. I think they keep it moving. And I cannot remember their quarterback's name off the top of my head. I'm really bad at this right now. But he obviously John Mateer. There we go. Mateer had a good game against Michigan. I think he's entered the Heisman conversation. I think he's one of the Heisman favorites right now. So I think he's going to continue that momentum moving forward.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now we got a couple matchups in the Big Ten I highlighted. Michigan is going to Nebraska. Michigan's ranked 21st. They're 2.5-point favorites now. Total's moved up from 44 to 45 to 47.5 now. So somehow some offense. This is at 2:30 p.m. on Saturday the 20th. Do you think Nebraska has a shot here with Raiola and his, imitation of Patrick Mahomes all the time?
Yeah, nice. And did you see his tight end propose to his girlfriend like a couple weeks after Travis Kelce did, which I was like, man, this guy really does want to be Patrick Mahomes.
Take him to the next level.
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't like the number. I don't like picking either one. I do like the under in this game though, because I think Wink Martindale is going to be able to get it done. Sharon Moore is obviously not coaching at Michigan this week. They've got the dude that is always sleeveless. I cannot remember his name. He was the head coach at Charlotte at one point in time. And he's got an interesting name. I cannot remember off the top of my head. God, I'm so bad this week. But no, I like the under in this game. I don't know if I'd take a side, but Nebraska has gotten to the point now where I think they are beating the teams that they should beat consistently. So their next step is to start winning these toss-up games, to these games that you think they should be able to at least compete and be in. So I wouldn't bet against Matt Rule this week. I think they can probably get it done, but we'll see. I think it's going to come down to who controls the line of scrimmage more, and Wink Martindale can really call some exotic blitzes and kind of confuse Raiola, and that's why I like the under in this game. So
there you go. I like that call. And then Illinois, they're 9th ranked now. I know, that's crazy, but whatever. Haven't played anybody really yet. But Indiana is a 6-point favorite in this. This moved up from like 4.5 earlier in the week. 52.5-point total. This is Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Central. Kind of a big game, the Big Ten. I mean, obviously, Illinois, we kind of talked they're a sneaky potential playoff team, but Indiana made it last year. So what do you think about these teams?
I don't. To me, this is the coin flip of the week. Like I could see it going either way. Obviously, I think there's really no mismatch in coaching either with Cignetti on one side, and you've obviously got Venable on the other. I see this as another defensive struggle, to be honest with you. I think both defenses are going to show up and ready to play, and I think it's going to come down to who can run the football better. Because I think Indiana so far is averaging like 8 or 9 yards a carry on their schedule, which they've played literally nobody.
Right.
So I would live bet this game. If you're watching the first quarter and Indiana's getting 5 yards, 6 yards a carry, I would bet Indiana they're going to win the football game. But if they cannot run the football, I think they're going to be in for a really long day at home, and I think Illinois can take care of business. So I hope Illinois wins because I'm going to Illinois versus USC next weekend. So I hope that would be I'll be there for media. So hopefully they're still undefeated and maybe move up a spot or two in the rankings. So selfishly, I hope Illinois wins, but I don't know if I'd be willing to bet it or not.
I got you. Yeah, 6 is a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, we won't go over full results last week. Not a great week. Bounce back week here.
Yes, terrible.
So
Trash.
These picks that you do like, you want to go through these?
Yeah, we're going to take Utah -2.5. We're going to take Tulane. They're getting 13.5 against Ole Miss. They're traveling to Ole Miss. I love Notre Dame this week, -25.5 against Purdue. Again, they're angry. They haven't been playing bad. They've just been playing amazing competition. So I think now they get a step down. I think they have to get style points from here on out because they've only got like 1 or 2 ranked teams left on the schedule. Miami, I like them at home against Florida, -7.5. Again, I just think the line of scrimmage play is going to be too much for Florida. I guess if Lagway doesn't turn the ball over as much, they might have a chance to hang around. But I just think that there's a chance Florida might quit. That's all I'm going to say. I think there might be some quit in that team at some point. And then I love USC -17.5 at home against Michigan State. Michigan State has yet to play a road game this season. So this is the first time they've gone on the road, and they're going all the way across the country. So, and USC plays so much better at home. Their point differential at home the last 2 years is astronomically high. So They're a different team at home, so I like the 17.5 there. If you can get 17 on the dot, I love it even more. But I'll take 17.5.
Did you already bet that Miami game? Because I'm seeing it as 9.5 now. Did you already bet it?
I did. Yeah, has it gone up that much?
Yeah,
Wow.
9.5.
I checked it this morning. It was 7.5. Holy cow!
Maybe there's some news or something.
Yeah, Florida's got a lot of quit in them. That's what they're reporting.
Yeah, exactly. They're quitting today.
Nice.
Nobody showed up at practice. Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, let's jump to the NFL. Just quickly by the numbers. Last week, it was even the first week. Now it's like 9-7. Again, pretty close. Only 2 non-covers for favorites, but the over struck back. It was like, first week nobody scored. Second week everybody scored. So, it's kind of
Literally
even more or less. Yeah, 11-5, dude. I mean, it was just. You saw there was only like a couple of games that were low-scoring games. I mean, like Atlanta, and it was actually the later games.
Yeah. Buffalo was an under game. That was what I thought was really funny.
Yeah. Well,
the Buffalo Bills and Jets hit the under. Yeah.
Terrible. So just to kind of go over some teams, look, the Bengals got to win. I don't know how. They're the worst 2-0 team in the league, I think. But they won 31-27. They lose Burrow for 3 months.
What? Whoa. Time out.
Yeah.
The Bengals are worse than the Cardinals?
I don't know, dude. I mean, obviously, the Cardinals haven't played anybody. But the Bengals defense, I mean, look, in this particular game, they got outgained 423 to 350. And that was some late scores by the Bengals. But the red zone, it's Trevor Lawrence, dude. He had 2 interceptions in the red zone. And obviously, Brian Thomas had like an alligator arm at the goal line.
Oh, my.
I mean, they should have scored another 3 touchdowns in this game. So maybe you're right. Maybe their offense, and obviously now you got Browning as the quarterback instead of Burrow's out for the turf toe for 3 months. But I'm just saying the Bengals are a little bit of fugazi to me. Arizona is too. Okay, maybe that's a coin flip on that one. But there's no way they should have lost both games. They should be 0-2.
Yeah. Who do you think the Bengals should trade for? Is it Jameis Winston? Is it Kirk Cousins? Like, I feel like they can. I mean, because they cannot realistically think. They cannot be like, oh, yeah, Jake Browning is going to take us to the playoffs or take us where we want to go, right? Like,
well, he was decent a couple of years ago. That's the problem. If he sucked a couple of years ago, I think they would make that move. I just think Kirk is a statue. I think that offensive line, they need somebody minorly mobile. It's not like Winston is that mobile. You probably should make a move for like Marcus Mariota or something like that, to be honest with you, even though he could play this week.
Anthony Richardson.
Oh, yeah. That would
be – oh, my God. Could you imagine him throwing like 70-yard touchdowns to Jamar Chase? Just throwing bombs. Yeah, anyway. I'm getting sidetracked. Sorry.
So, big news there. Of course, Burrow is injured. We talked about the Bears game already, 52-21. I talked about the 5. And it's just Dan Campbell. You think he ran up the score a little bit? Hey, Ben Johnson, we can score a will without you.
Yeah. Well, and I love the press conference, too. It's like Ben Johnson goes, what is he supposed to do? Is he supposed to just kick field goals? He's like, no, they don't kick field goals. So it's like, yeah. And he's 100% right.
It's true. Eagles somehow beat the Chiefs. This was a really weird game. 100 total passing yards for the Eagles, 216 total yards, but they somehow win 20-17. Travis Kelce. We were talking about that he's probably done, but come on, dude. Like, it's a touchdown. It's in your hands, and he does the little interception, which basically was kind of flipped the game there. So the Chiefs are 0-2. That's a tough one for them. The Eagles are 2-0. Again, they've won both games, not played great, so we'll talk about that later, I suppose.
Yeah, where's your meter at on the Chiefs making the playoffs?
I said this going in. I think that their schedule is actually fairly easy after they get through these initial few games. It is. I mean, I had them winning way more games, even though I didn't want them to win a lot of games. The biggest thing is they, obviously without Xavier Worthy, who somehow might come back. He had he had a dislocated shoulder.
Yeah, he should be back this week, actually, I think.
That's what it said. I'm like, is that really possible? But they just needed one weapon for Mahomes. Mahomes obviously was a leading rusher in this game, too. He's like, I'm going to do this by myself. At some point, he'll get hurt. He keeps doing that.
Yeah. Also, I forgot to do an honorable mention in the shed. We should have put all the people that had, like, free Rashid Rice shirts on. All those guys, get in the shed. Like, you're an idiot. Like, this dude is an idiot. He's putting people in danger. Driving his Lamborghini 140 miles an hour. Anyway. Sorry, I totally forgot about that.
Remember Henry Ruggs for the
oh my God.
Day? That's the kind of shit he was doing.
100%.
To your point, what I would say about the Chiefs making the playoffs, obviously you look at the Chargers looking pretty good. Denver's, they're fledgling, but they're still pretty good. The thing is, the Bengals, are they really going to make the playoffs now? We have teams, right? The Browns don't look like a playoff team. It's really the Colts or somebody like that would steal a spot.
Right.
I still think they can make it if they turn it back around. Their defense playing decent.
Yeah, I think they're probably a wild card team this year.
Right.
More than anything. Yep.
Falcons destroy the Vikes. This was an ugly game. 22-6. Shouldn't have even been that close. McCarthy, who was hurt. I know he's really hurt, but dude, in that game, he played so bad. I mean, he got sacked 5 times in the first half, 6 for the game, 2 interceptions. And I mean, you could see that the guys are like, this is our quarterback. I mean, so enter Carson Wentz. Woo. He's up, but I mean, McCarthy's out 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks now.
I almost think I heard there was some sources telling me that it was a voluntarily benching. So we'll see. He could have literally spiked the ball every pass attempt in that game against the Falcons and had a higher QBR rating than what he finished the game with. So
Well, the other thing too was that the Minnesota's banged up now.
Yeah.
I mean, the Falcons just ran on them all goddamn day. They just ran down their throat. I mean, it was like 35 rush attempts, 200 plus 250 yard rush.
Yeah.
And then the Bucks Texans. This was actually a really good football game if you like defense. Both teams scored on their first drives, and then it was like stalemate. And then of course Houston get a go-ahead touchdown. Nick Chubb finally hit a hole. I mean, he wasn't running into the backs of people anymore. But Baker, man, you gotta love that guy. I mean, are you a Baker guy?
Oh yeah. I still think Todd Bowles let them score on purpose, by the way, just so they can get the ball back and go score and win.
It probably
save time. I think he did. I think Todd Bowles let Nick Chubb score on purpose so they could have time to go win the game.
Here's the thing. Shouldn't Houston have done that? They had like 15 seconds or something, and it like got down to 6. They're not using any of their timeouts. I mean, I know that it's up to their defense, but that play on 4th and 10, I mean, Baker he's not a fast dude, but he's just slippery, and he got out of the
wiggly.
Got that 15-yard carry, and that was critical, and Houston drops to 0-2. And I'm being stubborn. I bought back in on their future, now 3-1 to win the game. Hey, I don't believe
their offense is so bad right now. Like there was a couple different graphs I saw on Twitter as I was doing homework, and they are just atrocious right now.
Not going to deny it, but I'm just sticking to the principles. So tonight, in about 30 minutes, we've got Miami at Buffalo. Survivor pick if you like it. Do you want to get yours in early?
No, don't do it.
These are the contest lines. Buffalo's 11.5-point favorite in the contest. In the market, it's 12, so it's kind of a little value for that. 15.5-point total tonight, 7:15. I don't see Miami winning this game, but it is kind of a big total. Do you think Buffalo's just going to steamroll them? I just feel like in the second half, maybe take their foot off the gas pedal and get a cover touchdown at the end by Tua. I mean, if they lose today, do you think they should fire Mike McDaniel finally?
No, if they lose the next 2 after that, they should fire Mike McDaniel because I think they have like the Panthers and they have another. I think the Panthers and Jets. I think are the next 2 games. Okay. So they did show some fight against New England. If they could just cover a kickoff, like that game would be completely different. If Tua can just not throw the ball literally right to a linebacker when he's got a nice little outlet right there, like literally, dudes, that is might be my favorite screen grab I've ever seen. He officially has the funniest turnovers now in the league, the way he fumbles and just throws picks. So, yeah, and there's nothing you could do. You can't cut him because it's like $136 million dead cap if you cut him or get rid of him.
Monster, bigger than the Russell Wilson deal.
Yeah.
This is also the game where Achane stepped out of bounds. I thought he had the go-ahead touchdown. He stepped out of bounds.
Yes. Yeah, that was tough too. But I would take Miami with the number, with the points. But I love the over. I think you're going to see a lot of points tonight. Yeah,
let's get some points. Let's root for happiness. On Sunday, we've got Jets at Tampa. Tampa's down to 6.5 in the contest. The market's more around 7. 44-point total. This is noon Central Time. Fields is not going to start this game. He's been
Tyrod Taylor, baby. Yeah.
Ty God, as he was once called. They say his QBR is like exactly middling. He's like 45 or whatever the middle record is. he's fine. He's fine. Now I like Tampa generally, but actually, I wanted this to be our survivor pick. Just full disclosure, I was like, hey, what about Tampa coming home? They've been on the road, winning 2 tough games. He's just nervous because Baker did get his ass kicked quite a bit by the Houston defense, so maybe the Jets will be a little frisky, but there's no way I'm backing them in a contest at 6.5.
No, I mean, Bucky Irving's going to run all over them. I think they're going to be just fine.
Yeah.
They don't even need Baker to do anything. Ibuka has scored 3 touchdowns in 2 games this year too. So
he almost had another one. He looked a little banged up at the end of the game, but they love him in the red zone.
Yeah, if they do get Jalen McMillan back, this team, and even Godwin's still out. And they still haven't gotten Tristan Wirfs back yet. So they're winning these games against these good teams with literally 3/4 of the roster. So I don't know this. Maybe you should start sprinkling a little Bucks NFC champion. Maybe you could see a little Hedgerton, if you will.
I love my Hedgerton. I mean, obviously, I thought they might lose a couple of these games and they could get in on the division at a cheaper price, but unfortunately, they're just too good. And a lot of it's Baker. I mean, he didn't play great in the first half of Atlanta, but he made the plays.
I love how they talk about his comeback story is literally him just coming back from being the Browns quarterback. That's it. That's what his giant turmoil that he went through was being a Brown, which I just think is fascinating.
He got out of Cleveland, basically.
Yeah. Also, did you see the stat where he's thrown for, I think it was 24,000 or 25,000 career yards. And if he were still the Cleveland quarterback, that would be the franchise record.
Oh my God.
It's incredible. So,
we got a divisional matchup here, Atlanta at Carolina. In the contest, it's 5.5, which I think is pretty consistent in the market. 43.5 point total. Is Carolina going to put up any fight? I mean, they've been kind of late guys. Maybe they actually covered the spread last week.
Yeah, they backdoored.
Yeah. Totally. They were down 27-3 in this game. They were getting housed in Arizona. So everybody's promoting Atlanta's defense. I'm not sure if that's necessarily great. They said that both the teams they played, both in Tampa and Minnesota, have been missing their left tackles, Darisaw and Wirfs. So I don't love 5.5 for them laying the number. So it's a stay away for me.
I don't know. The way they're running the ball, Bijan ran for 143 against the Vikings defense, and I think the Vikings defense is Javon Hargrave is the best player on the Panthers defense if he was on it without question. So I don't know. I'm with you. Carolina's going to beat somebody. I just have no idea who it's going to be. That's the thing. That's the beauty of it. If you just want to keep betting maybe Panthers money line until you can hit it, until it gets to week 8 or 9 or 10 or whatever the case.
The hard ways, baby. Just hit that hard or 12. Bet the 12. $5 on the 12.
Yeah.
What about? I kind of like the over this game. I know that Carolina's defense kind of sucks. Atlanta's been touted as a good defense, but I don't know. I kind of like 43.5 seems low to me.
It does seem low, and if you play fantasy, buy in on McMillan. If you can trade for him now before it's too late, if he's stashed on somebody's bench, go get that man right now. Second career game, he's over 100 yards in 6 or 7 catches. Go get that man. He's really good.
And 2 of the teams, baby. Love that man.
Nice.
He doesn't like to be called Tet, though, I don't think, but that's what I call him. I can't say Tetaroa.
Yeah, McMillan. McMillan's really good. That's all I know.
All right. Packers at Cleveland. This number's come down. It's down to 7.5 for the Packers on the road at Cleveland. 41.5 point total. Super low total. Do kind of like that total under because Green Bay's defense is so good. Cleveland at home. Do you think they can stay within that number? Do the Brownies have it? I mean, Flacco was okay in the first half. Second half, he got smoked at Baltimore.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite picks of the week, actually. I think this is a great overlook spot. Do you know who the Packers play next week?
No, they play Lions. Philly?
No, they play Dallas.
Oh, okay.
So I think this is a great look-ahead spot. I think everybody in the Green Bay locker room is really looking forward to playing Dallas just for Micah's sake.
Right.
I think the Packers have played 2 games at home, I believe, too. This is their first road game. They're going up to Cleveland, so I like Cleveland here. I think it's a sneaky spot. I doubt they win. Don't get me wrong, but I would love to take the points here. I think 7.5 is way too many. I would say more like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
But I think this is a good overlook spot.
Number.
Yeah.
Number. I mean, you can also do Survivor. I'm not a big road Survivor guy, even though we did pull it off. But Some of my friends doing it. I'm like, okay. I mean, I get it. Green Bay's really good, but that'll be that one game Cleveland they win 13-10. Remember they beat San Francisco? Was it last year or the year before like that? One of these.
Yeah, and the rain. Yeah, it was a downpour. Yeah, that was the Brock Purdy game. Yeah.
That's right. Okay, next game, Houston at the Jags. The Jags are 1.5-point favorites at home, 44-point total. You know I'm a stubborn SOB. I like Houston. The Jags defense isn't good, man. Come on. If they're ever going to have a good offensive output for Houston, it's against the Jags. And also Houston always beats the Jags. It's like one of those things, like death and taxes. But can we please, even though I'm happy that Nick Chubb got the walk-in touchdown because nobody was chasing him, can we give Woody Marks the ball once in a while? He's a rookie. He's got some legs. He had a nice catch. Please, God, give him the ball more often than Nick.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm telling you right now, if outside of Nico Collins, they aren't doing a whole lot. What happened to Dalton Schultz? I thought he was good.
He's got that thing on his neck. What is that thing on his neck?
He's always had that. Yeah.
What is that?
And it was like a brace, maybe. I'm not sure. I think it's maybe Bluetooth. Maybe he's listening to his music while he's playing. That could be. I mean, that'd be kind of fun.
He had a couple of catches late, but here's the thing: what's going on with Brian Thomas? What does the matter with this guy?
I don't know. I love the under in this game because I think Houston's defense will be able to handle business. But also, we're not even mentioning the whole Liam Cohen situation, how he's telling Trevor to hit him in the chest and Trevor's just like blowing him off or whatever. So I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, I don't know. This is a good stay away game for me, even though it's a great number though. I mean,
0-2
either way
in the division, it should be more of a pick in my view. So I think there's value.
Yeah.
Okay, Cincinnati at Minnesota. This one changed drastically once the quarterbacks got out of there. So Minnesota's a 3-point favorite now, 42-point total. Browning versus Wentz in this one. A lot of people love Cincinnati in this game. I mean, like a lot of the sharp guys I listen to, they love them. I don't know if I can do it. I just think they're a pretender. I talked about the 2-0. Minnesota's banged up on defense. If that's the case, then yeah, it might be a rough day. That Cincinnati defense still sucks. So I don't know. I would, if I had a gun to my head, I would lay the number, but I don't like it at all. I like the over in this game, over 42.
Yeah, and they haven't really gotten Chase Brown involved yet. Like I remember before the season started, everybody was like, "Oh yeah, Chase Brown is the sleeper running back for fantasy and X, Y, and Z, and this guy's going to win you your league." And people were taking him in the top 10 of picks. I'm like, "What are we doing?" So that's what I'm curious to see if they actually finally get Chase Brown involved in this game. Yeah. Also, if you look at J.J. McCarthy, the scouting report, him coming out of Michigan, is that he can't throw to his left. If you look at his pass chart in the first 2 games of his career, there's like 3 passes he's thrown to the left side of the field. Literally everything else is to the right. So it does kind of help Minnesota from that standpoint that they have a quarterback coming in that can throw to both sides of the field. So it makes it a little less predictable. I do like Jordan Mason have a big game in this though, because I don't think the run defense for Cincinnati is that great. So I don't know if I like either one of these games. I think I'm with you. I would take the over just because obviously the wide receiver talent. If you got former teammates going against each other with Chase and Jefferson, so you know they're going to want to score. So who's got the best gritty? If I
recall correctly, Browning actually did fine with Chase. His numbers didn't go down. It was T. Higgins that got hurt in this scenario, meaning that he threw fine to Chase but couldn't keep 2 wide receivers alive to the same level Burrow.
Well, he threw a touchdown to T. Higgins, though.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, no, he came in last week. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, over the course of his season.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Pittsburgh at New England is the next game. Pittsburgh's a 1.5-point favorite on the road, 44.5-point total. We didn't really talk about that game. Pittsburgh looked bad again, and Seattle. I really thought it was going to stink. He played great on the first drive and got some, late. They scored a bunch of points. I guess Pittsburgh's defense sucks. Is that what we're saying here?
We didn't even talk about the rookie dropping the kickoff in the end zone either.
Oh God!
Oh God! You should have put him in the shed. I totally forgot. Is it Caleb Johnson? No,
Caleb Johnson. Yeah, the guy of Iowa.
Yeah. He's. I'm sure he's had a rough week, and I bet every other team around the league is like, thank God it wasn't us. Like somebody probably didn't know that rule. But I like the Patriots here. I don't know why. I couldn't tell you why. I just think they got more juice. I think they got more juice than Pittsburgh, which means Pittsburgh's probably going to win this game going away. But, I mean, Drake May was he looked really good last week. He was throwing dimes. He got Matt Collins involved. I think this might be a Travion Henderson game. Everybody's kind of selling their stock on Travion Henderson.
Yeah.
Him and his third leg. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know if you've seen that tweet either. Him some girl saying how that he's got a nice package. Let's put
He's
it that
got
way.
a big dick Nick situation.
He's a tripod apparently. So
well, good for him. I'm happy for Trevion.
Yeah, the hammer.
Would like to see him score a touchdown, but maybe it's hard for him to get up to speed with that extra weight he's carrying around.
Yeah, well, this is the week for him though. Yeah.
I like that.
Nice.
Okay, so then we've got again probably too many games in this early window.
I know. God, what is wrong with the NFL? This is mad. Like it should be set every week. That was like 8 and 5. Like what is wrong with you people?
So we've got probably the marquee matchup of the early window. That's the Rams going to Philly. Philly's a 3.5-point favorite, 44.5-point total. Don't love that we're agreeing on this. That I like Philly. I like the Rams 3.5. The only thing I don't like about the spot, Dalton, and I know we both like the Rams here and in general, is they didn't do what they probably should have done. They didn't stay on the East Coast. So they were down in Nashville, flew home to LA, flying back for the early game to Philly. So that's my only hesitation here, but I do like the Rams in this game, plus 3.5.
Yeah. No, I mean, they're a younger team too. Well, at least on defense. I think overall they're a younger team, so I don't think that travel is going to be too much of a burden. Yeah. I just think that front seven of LA is going to give the Eagles all it can handle. They're very one-dimensional right now. They better figure out their passing game situation. Otherwise, I think this is going to be even uglier. The Rams are going to be way over the side. So I don't trust that secondary to stop Puka Nacua or Devontae Adams. So, I just think there's a lot of things that line up for the Rams. Even though I was a Rams homer last year, I got in a year early. So I don't know. I like the Rams here. I think it's way too many points.
You sprinkle the money line here? We'll sprinkle?
Yeah, I think I would. Yeah, 100%. I mean, Stafford's arm is, it's incredible. He hasn't missed a beat. Yeah.
Well, the Eagles haven't played great yet. And not that they can't turn it around. This will be a game to do it, to step up in class. But they haven't played great. I mean, their defense or offense has not played fantastic so far. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Indy, your Indiana Jones team, is going to Tennessee here. The number of the contest is 43.5-point total. You know what I'm going to say? I like Tennessee again. I don't know why I'm drawn to Tennessee like a moth to the flame. I think their defense is okay. Like, obviously, last week the Rams ended up, running them out. But part of it was turnovers. I thought that they were in the game. They actually had that crazy throw by Cam Ward. Please don't do that again in the NFL. But he made that great pass across the field that gave him the lead. But they just kind of run out of juice going down. So maybe it's the same situation. I just want to see if the Colts are for real. But I don't like that 3.5 on the road. 4 on the road for the Colts. So it's Tennessee or pass. It's in my top 5.
Yeah, I love that hook. I love the hook this week for them. Stafford was really the difference too in the second half. I think he was like 14 of 17 for a $197 and 2 touchdowns. So he was basically perfect. Yeah. So, and I don't think you're going to get that out of Daniel Jones, unfortunately. So
we've got the last game in the early window is the Raiders are going to Washington. Washington's a 3.5-point favorite, 44-point total. That's what the contest line is. Daniels is day-to-day. He still hasn't been ruled out. You got Mariota who could start if he's out. Here's my thing. I can't back
revenge game.
I can't. Yeah, sure. Revenge game. I can't back the Raiders, bro. We did it on Monday. It was one of our picks, and I regret not pushing back harder on action on this one because they're a bad football team. They're a bad football team. Smith looked terrible on Monday. Awful. And their defense was Look, Washington, I don't like the hook here, so I won't back them as a pick. But, dude, Raiders going East Coast? No, thank you. They did it against the Patriots, but that's a different team.
Yeah. No, I could see the value with the Raiders. I think you're going to get a big game finally out of Ashton Genty. There's some clips going around of him not pass blocking or protecting Geno Smith very well, which I think is kind of like his hello, welcome to the NFL moment.
Yeah, rookies.
And I think if anything, he's going to be a little bit embarrassed of that, and I think he's got a point to prove. But as far as picking this, I think I'd stay away, or I would just wait to see what Jaden Daniels is doing. If Marcus Mariota plays, I think I'd actually like Washington more in this game. Just because, like I said, revenge game for Marcus Mariota. And actually, I think if he stayed in next week, it'd be a revenge game because I think they play tennis. Did they play Tennessee or no? They play the other team he played for.
Atlanta?
Yes, there you go. Great. Thank you. Yeah, he played for, they play Atlanta next week. So we'll see.
Revenge games back to back. All right, 3 o'clock, 3:05 window. You've got Denver at the Chargers, divisional matchup. Chargers are 2.5-point favorites at home, 45.5-point total. Let's crown them. You want to crown them, crown them. I just don't believe in them. I'm sorry. I know the defense played really good against the Raiders. Congrats. You played really good against the Chiefs. Yeah. Go Knicks. Don't turn the ball over, and you'll probably win this game. So I like Denver with the points here. They're not one of my top 5 picks, but I'm still going to keep lining up. I think the Chargers are a little bit overrated right now. Do like them as a football team, but this is a big game for Denver. They lose this, now they're definitely 1-2 on the season, and 3-0 with the Chargers to run away with the division.
Is Madison Beer the one with Justin Herbert?
What's that?
Is Madison Beer? Is that the girl with Justin Herbert? He's with one of these like, I don't want to say influencer women, but
Sure.
yeah. And he's been amazing since he's gotten an upgrade So I don't know. I'm a believer that Justin Herbert is really good, but I think to your point, I just like the points here. I don't know why. I definitely do think that Denver can go toe to toe with the Chargers. I think we're talking inches, not feet here between these two teams.
Right.
And there's not really a coaching mismatch that I see. I do think that Troy Franklin is here to stay as far as like a viable option for Denver. I think, it used to be just Cortland Sutton all the time. And I think now they're starting to sprinkle in Troy Franklin. So if you want somebody in fantasy or maybe some props that you can run the ladder with, I like him to have a big game again this week. Unlike
the Raiders, who ran Genty up the middle every time against these 300-pounders, run a veer, run it off tackle at some point. It was just frustrating to watch.
Yeah. Jonathan Taylor had a big day, so we'll see if Amari Hampton can have a big game. He's been kind of down too, where people drafted him. Yeah, so maybe he's due. We'll see. I don't know. I'd stay away from this game, but I'd probably take Denver if you made me pick.
Yeah. Okay, so then New Orleans is going to Seattle. Seattle's a 7.5-point favorite at home, 41.5-point total, which really is a monster favorite on a 41.5-point total. This is the potential Survivor Titanic, which actually I've discussed will probably be our pick, which is frightening.
You're taking Sam Darnold? Oh my God!
I know. It's like taking. But there's 2 things about Survivor you think about. One is future value, which Seattle has none, and B, obviously New Orleans. They've been playing okay, so I can get against. I could definitely pick another game, but I don't see New Orleans winning the football game. But 7.5, I don't know how they're laying this many points against it.
Because they can run the football.
Seattle?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, yeah. No, and Sam Darnold's actually been one of the more efficient quarterbacks. I mean, even though he didn't play well the first week against the 49ers, he played very well against the Steelers. He did have, I think, an early pick, or maybe he threw 2 in that game now that I think about it. But I think his mobility is going to be a big factor in this game. I think they're going to finally start using his legs a little bit more, which I would like to see. But yeah, I would take Seattle. It's Seattle or pass for me. There's no way I can put money on Spencer Rattler. I can't do it. Not in that environment. No, thanks.
And then 2 games at 325. First, you've got our Bears. I don't know if you're even put yourself in the Bears.
Nice.
But Dallas at the Bears. Dallas is a 1-point favorite in the contest, but really a 0.5 point in the market, which is kind of interesting. 50.5-point total. Looks like this is one of your lead pipe locks of the week. The over, which I
yes
choice. So I don't know. I can't pick a side. I mean, I'll pick against the Bears if I have to in a contest pick, but I love the total over. I agree.
Yeah, no, I think I think we're in for a lot of points this week.
Yay!
But yeah, I think the Bears win though. I do think the Bears finally get on the board this week. I think all will be right with the world. They can still be 2-2 going into their bye, and everybody can kind of chill in Chicago. But yeah, I think this is kind of the push come to shove game though, because if they go to 0-3, I think it will get very, very, very noisy, even noisier than what it already is. Yeah.
I mean, Dallas just came off obviously the most miraculous win ever. Even though the pros natural letdown here, so I don't mind that spot.
And their back end is not good. And Rome should have a big game. Colston Loveland didn't have any targets against the Lions, which is just insane. I'm glad we used a top 10 pick on a guy we're not going to throw the fucking ball to.
Yep.
Did you know that Colston Loveland has 12 yards in the season and Tyler Warren has 11 receptions? So tell me which pick was better.
Well, we knew on draft day that was a mistake.
Crazy. So I like the Bears though. Well, they can get it done. They should be able to run the football against this team also. Hopefully, DeAndre Swift
getting points at home, always a good thing for the Bears.
Yeah.
Then we've got Arizona and San Francisco. San Francisco's a 2.5 point favorite at home. 45.5 point total. I think this is not that they've actually won 2 games, of course. When San Francisco goes on the road initially and wins and comes home, it's good. Arizona has been pretty frisky against San Francisco with Kyler Murray in his career, but I think this is a step up in class. I like San Francisco to win.
Yeah, his mobility does give the Niners trouble just because he can obviously get out of sacks and then all of a sudden he's just gone. But I like Mac Jones, man. I think Mac Jones fits this offense really well. And obviously he had 3 touchdowns last week. I know they're playing the Saints, but the Saints obviously also haven't quit yet.
Yep.
But I like this Niners team. I mean, I've liked them since the very beginning. They're getting everybody involved. They're still not healthy yet. As soon as I think Ricky Pearsall, this is going to be his game to take over. He had a good first week. They didn't use him too much last week. And I think it's just time. I think it's time to get and Christian McCaffrey will probably get a nice healthy dosage. Because I think the back end of the Cardinals is one of their strengths with Budda Baker and company. So we'll see. But I like the Niners here. I think they roll.
Nice. I like it. For the amazing primetime game, number 1, Saturday night game at 7:20 is the Chiefs going to the Giants. I don't know who put this on the schedule, but you've got the Chiefs. They're 6-point favorites on the road, 45-point total. Look, the Giants should have won last week. No question about it. Will they be able to do as much against the Chiefs defense? I don't think so. So I do think the Chiefs should not get right against the Giants defense because that front 4 can be really menacing, but the back end is pretty awful, as you saw last week. So 5 is too much for me to lay, but it was Chiefs or pass.
Yeah, I love the under in this game because I don't know if the Giants are going to score more than 13 points. So
fair.
I'm with you. I think the Chiefs have to win a game eventually, and this will probably be the first one they get. There's not much else to say. I think this is definitely the get right spot for Kansas City. This is where they're going to start, getting everybody a little bit healthier. They should be able to run the football a little bit better than what they have so far, and they should be just fine.
Well, and it's a step down in class, right? They play the Chargers, who obviously have been playing pretty good. They play the Eagles. As much as we're saying they're not playing that great, they're definitely better than the Giants. Now they get to maybe be loose and free, and they're 0-2. So it's kind of a must-win for the Chiefs. So, maybe you're right for laying the points. On Monday night, we get a pretty good game, though. I think this will be interesting. Detroit at Baltimore. In the contest, this number was up as high as 5.5 early in the week. It's down to 4.5 in the contest. I think it's 5 in the market right now. So there's some anticipated buy-in on the Lions here. 52.5 point total Monday night, 7:15. I'm all over Baltimore. I'm not even sure what's going on here. Baltimore could do what they could Raven. They could Raven out and let Detroit back in. But Detroit outdoors against that team who they still gave up 21 points against the Bears.
Yeah,
this is going to be a beatdown. I love Baltimore here.
Yeah, they couldn't stop Rome Odunze. Like Rome Odunze, career day, 2 touchdowns, nice day. And that's the best the Bears rushing offense has looked in like a year and a half. Like I think DeAndre Swift was averaging like 3.5 or 4 yards a carry, which he actually, like I said, he looked pretty decent. That's the first time he's probably looked decent in the Bears uniform in a while. But I know I love Baltimore here. I think they're going to be wearing all black probably too on Monday night, and it's going to be. Yeah, it's going to be a bloodbath. I think the Ravens they're out to prove a point, especially after that first game that they had against Buffalo, to where they kind of, like you said, they Ravened. I think that's going to stick with them for a while, I think.
Yeah, they didn't take their foot off the gas pedal against Cleveland, I'll tell you that. The game was close. They just kind of pummeled them.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's go over your picks. You got 6 this week with the total, so run down your
Yeah, I'm 6-4 on the year. I'm going to take Cleveland plus the 7.5. I'm taking the Rams plus 3.5. I'm going to take the Niners minus 2.5. Atlanta minus the 5.5. Kansas City minus 6, and I'm taking the over in the Cowboys and Bears game.
Like it. Came back a little bit last week, 5-6 now in the season. So now it's San Francisco 2.5, just like you. I like the Rams 3.5. Uh-oh, this is bad. I know, but you didn't have Baltimore in your card. I have Baltimore minus 4.5 there. I do like Tennessee plus 4, and I like Houston plus 1.5. I'm going to be stubborn on that train. So we'll have a couple crossovers.
Yeah. That's just not a good thing.
yeah, it's not a good thing. But let's go over the contest. So Survivor, it's just record low, man. Like it's 6.6% knockouts last week. Overall, you only got minimal knockouts, right? So 1180, I think, is what I have. It's the lowest since the history of the contest started. So at some point there will be a rough week. Could be this week, maybe not tonight, but we'll see. And then in the pickup contest, tough. We went 2 and 3, but I will tell you, there's nobody with a perfect entry. So we're actually doing okay. The winner is only 8 and 2, which is usually that's like the top, whatever. Usually it's like a bunch of 10 and 0s and some 9 and 1s. There's only 24 entries at 9 and 1, which is kind of decent for us. So we're at 5 and 5 on the season, 1346th place. So not fantastic, but still in the mix. Interesting year. So
you're one big week away.
We are. What do we got? What do you got going this weekend? Obviously, you're going to miss the softball party. Bummer.
Yeah, we got some baseball lined up. Riot Fest is going on this weekend too. So yeah, that should be a shit show. We also have a fall fest. We have America's First Responders Fest on Saturday. That's for like the radio station that I do on Saturdays. So helping out there a little bit, and then just probably chilling, watching football on Sunday. You know how Sundays roll in this household. So
I love that. Make some chili.
Get some finger food going. I think I'm gonna do ribs. Actually, I got some wood pellets. I'm gonna get the smoker going. I think I'm gonna make some ribs on Sunday. Yeah,
like it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. After the big roll today, gonna take it easy tonight. Watch the game tomorrow. Well, actually, I have to call. I might be on jury duty tomorrow. I've got
no way.
Yeah, I got a call. I'm a standby, so that hopefully they say no, don't show up.
Well, they need Captain America first of all. I mean,
Captain America.
Yeah, who better?
Who better to show up at the jury? Anyway, we've got the Stanford's tomorrow night, which will be fun. That's great. We got a decent turnout coming. Supposed to go to the Notre Dame game, which I think is still going to happen on Saturday. That'll be awesome with 4 of us. That'll be fun. And then Sunday, no plans. Maybe a date. We'll see. The dating's been a little bit,
Yeah, how'd that birthday thing go?
Oh God, good. It's at the end of the podcast. You won't tune in. So here's the thing, Maple and Ash. I'm not trying to bag on the place, but super expensive place, right? And I did lay out options, and she kind of it was my fault. I picked the place. Never had been there. I figured I'd try it. I will be honest with you. You went to Gina Giorgetti, right?
Yeah.
And it was great, right? I mean, like you expect a certain level. Was it? It was good, not great. And in fact, the steaks weren't that great, which was a little disappointing. Like mine was maybe a little too charred. Hers we had to send back the first time. That wasn't great. She enjoyed certain things. She got the, it's my effing birthday menu and stuff like that.
Nice.
But definitely not worth the money. It's of those places I would pick Chicago Cut 10 times out of 10. Gina Giorgetti. I haven't been there to eat. I've been there for drinks. I'm like, we should have tried that place.
Oh, it's fantastic. Food was phenomenal. Yeah,
exactly.
Linnea was a big fan. Yeah.
The food's got to be great, And so anyway, a little disappointment. There's other things with her disappointment-wise. Maybe she's listening. Whatever. Look, here's what I'll say. Just as the dating podcast has a little bit of a speed bump. By the way, the girls don't want to do it anymore. But anyway, what I'll say about dating: be honest with people up front. Why hold information or your profile says something and the actual information is not true? Like it doesn't work out because it makes me distrust you. And so that's kind of what happened. Like I found out something on a date, which normally would have been fine if I knew it up front, but then I'm kind of like, what? Like, oh, okay, that's weird. Why am I finding this out the third time I've seen you?
Yeah, well, usually people don't like to tell you that they got STDs on their Facebook page.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that Match.com doesn't have the. Do you have whoa, what's that? Anyway,
Nice.
It wasn't quite like that, but it's just stuff that kind of bothered me. And actually, I was supposed to go out with somebody today, and then I told them, well, it might be closer to 8. We're supposed to meet at 7:30 or 8. She's like, oh, that's too late for me. I'm like, okay, like if you want to reschedule, fine, or if you don't, good luck. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like,
honey, circus calling.
Yeah, but more importantly, she told me she's not available till after 7, and I said 7:30 or 8, and then I say 8, and that's too late. Like, come on, dude. Like, obviously you're disinterested or you feel like slighted or something, but whatever, dude. It's fine. Yeah. It's all good.
Okay, bye. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, bye. Just won $3,000 at the casino. So
yeah. Had a baby. Yeah.
Captain America.
There it is.
Well, hey, follow us at Side Action Pod on X, Side Action Podcast on Instagram. Don't forget about TikTok. Follow me at Wegs and Coop on X and on Instagram.
And I'm Coop. Make sure to check me on Instagram at Dalton Cooper and on X and Mr. Grumpy Gills. Again, we are the Side Action Podcast. Make sure that Art picks a day. It's not going to rain this time for golf because I really do want to play that golf course.
I know.
Yeah. We're 0 for 2 so far on that, and I'd really like to be 1 for 3. If we can make that happen, that'd be great.
Yeah, I like that. We'll talk tomorrow to figure out a date.
Yes. So, and don't make it between November 28th and October 4th. It's got to be after October 4th.
Okay.
And not October 5th because I get back from Spain.
Are you saying September, November 28th?
September 28th to October 5th is off the board. Yeah.
So you're going to Spain. You mean Spain?
Yeah. Spania. Yes. There it is.
Good for you.
All right. Love you guys.
All right. Peace.